2018 BMW 4 Series Coupe Review. The good points of BMW 4 Series Coupe: broad engine range, great all-rounder diesels, sharp, sporting looks, badge appeal. The bad points of BMW 4 Series Coupe: limited practicality, firm ride in M Sport models, lackluster four-cylinder petrols, steering lacks feel. BMW familiar with sell different body styles of that mainstream range under one badge, 3 Series, except for this generation it split its core range along the middle to simplify things. From those beginnings came this two-door BMW 4 Series Coupe. It rivals German models such as the Audi A5 Coupe and Mercedes-Benz Class Coupe, plus left-field options, for example the Lexus RC and Ford Mustang Fastback. Driver-focused. This model is focused on the driving experience, and also the controls are actually laid out while using driver-planned, community. Precisely the same dashboard as located in the 3 Series. There's been a comprehensive rework with the mechanicals though, as well as the electronically assisted powered steering has become sharpened to produce a more precise and responsive change of direction if the driver gets a bend. What definitely makes the real difference would be the wider track, longer wheelbase and minimized center of gravity. In fact, it boasts the smallest center of gravity from a car with the current economic BMW range, and this also has an effect not simply on the stance with the car, nevertheless the way it drives. Choice of engines, gearboxes and all-wheel drive. There happens to be something for all here, however the majority of buyers choose the frugal but feisty 420d, accompanied by the ballistic land missile M4. The third most popular option combines both attributes. The 435d is fast when needs be and good on fuel too, and boasts strong all-weather ability as a result of its X-Drive all-wheel drive. This is obtainable on both lower-powered diesels along with the petrol 420i, but not within the higher-power 430i or straight Zix 440i. Equipment and technology. The 4 Series will come in 2 easy trims, Sport and M Sport, plus there's the common M4 after which M4 competition pack. Standard kit includes LED headlights and back and front parking sensors, plus sat-nav that's standard to all BMW models. Boost the performance of your respective M4 while using competition pack, and you'll also gain adaptive suspension, larger 20-inch wheels and specific tuning for your electronic stability control and mechanical differential. BMW 4 Series Coupe model history. June 2013, replacement for your 3 Series Coupe open to order for October delivery. 5 trim quantities of say, Sport, Modern, Luxury and M Sport, which is available from launch in 420i. 420i X-Drive, 420d, 420d X-Drive, 428i, 430d, 435i and 435d X-Drive forms. February 2014, expansion in the range together with the launch on the 425d and 430d X-Drive models. June 2014, M4 on the market to order, featuring unique lightweight bodywork plus an upgraded interior. Power is rated at 431 horsepower. November 2014, modern specification discontinued. October 2015, a limited run of 30 M4 GTS coupes allocated to the UK with deliveries from March 2016. Power has become increased to 500 horsepower, while weight's been shaved by stripping out your interior, such as rear seats, and employing more carbon fiber components. Unique bumpers, Rear wing and OLED tail lamps ensure it is even more distinctive. February 2016, M4 competition pack available for sale with power increased to 450 horsepower, with further enhancements designed to the suspension and stability software, additional black exterior detailing, an M Sports exhaust and lightweight sports front seats. 428i models replaced by 430i, with 435i giving strategy to the 440i. May 2016, improved iDrive infotainment control having an enhanced variety of online services. October 2016, limited availability M4 DTM Champion Edition open to order with power increased to 500 horsepower. Deliveries expected during 2017. Apple CarPlay available with the professional media system. January 2017, mildly facelifted range on the market to order for spring delivery. Styling revisions include new bumpers and revised LED light units front and back. There's fashionable wider number of alloy wheel design, while inside undoubtedly are a smattering of chrome and electroplated details. Trim choices to the mainstream range at the moment are limited to Sport and M Sport, most not available operating engines, together with the powertrain lineup comprising of 420i, 420iX drive, 420D, 420DX drive, 430i, 430D, 430DX drive, 435DX drive, 440i and M4. Watch the whole BMW 4 Series Coupe review to discover why we feel it's the yardstick 4-seat performance car. A car for each and every budget and requirement. Best-selling 420D ticks a great deal of boxes. Ballistic M4 includes 2 different power outputs. There are 6 mainstream engines from which to choose, 3 petrol and 3 diesel, with X-drive all-wheel drive available irrespective of fuel choice. On the surface of this there's also the standalone M4 model. No matter which you find, the BMW 4 Series Coupe's performance can be as you'd expect, spirited but refined. Petrol engines. Representing the access point to the range may be the 420i, a 2.0-liter, 4-cylinder motor with 184 horsepower and 290 Nm of torque. It's not essentially the most stimulating choice in either the noise it can make or the best way it delivers its power flat and short of punch, manifesting itself within the slowest 0.62 mph period of 7.3 seconds. Still, it gets along alright and may be the cheapest strategy to select X-drive. The truth is it's the sole AWD-equipped petrol 4 Series. Be aware though, this version is slower still by 0.3. More interesting could be the 430i, although it's a 2.0-liter, 4-cylinder engine rapidly badged suggesting something more exotic. The advantage here though is decent economy with a par together with the 420i, despite a hike in power. It's still not particularly vocal, but a minimum of its 252 horsepower and 350 Nm of torque means decent performance. Expect 0.62 mpg in 5.8 seconds along with a strong mid-range. Our only complaint here may be the engine's character. It delivers its power low down being a diesel, so there's no enjoyment that can be had revving it out to your red line. In which case, have you thought to just obtain a torqueier, cheaper diesel? Finally, there's the model you decide with your heart rather than your head, the 440i. A proper BMW straight 6. This fabulous motor packs 325 horsepower and 450 Nm on an M4 Junior 0.62 mph sprint of 5 seconds. In reality, community feels more grown-up and mature than the total Phantom car, with performance you may use every day without worrying about getting about the wrong side in the law. diesel engines. All of those are provided by xDrive all-wheel drive, one of the most powerful 435D, exclusively so. Without doubt the most significant seller inside UK range may be the 420D, is actually good reason too. It is super economical. Nevertheless, the four-cylinder diesel still produces 190 horsepower and 400 Nm, these at 1,450 revolutions per minute. Despite best-in-a-range economy, it's the ability to sprint from 0.62 miles per hour in 7.1 seconds. It's mid-range grunt which will hit home by far the most though. Along with gear, the 420D should feel almost as fast because more powerful 440i. Next up will be the 6-cylinder 430D, a substantial all-rounder using a 5.5-second 0.62 miles per hour sometime two bags of mid-range power beneath your right foot, minus 258 horsepower and 560 Nm of the USB ports. This is together with decent fuel economy plus a bassy, rousing sound on the tailpipes. For the supreme and mainstream 4 Series speed though, you'll want the all-wheel drive only 435D. It's essentially a diesel-powered M4 with 313 horsepower as well as an enormous 630 Nm merely flex of one's ankle away. This finds its approach to the tarmac through all four wheels, meaning a 0.62 miles per hour sprint of 4 years old. 7 seconds, despite offering a greater fuel economy than any with the petrol engines. It's a significant potent mix, and from the real world of narrow streets and congested roads, will feel likewise fast as the number-topping M4. High-performance M4 Coupe. The BMW M4's performance is just ballistic. The firm claims your vehicle can sprint from 0.62 miles per hour in mere 4 seconds using the competition pack. It's 4.1 as standard, and provided you will get the traction, that's a figure we can easily well believe. It's the way in which this twin-turbocharged straight 6-cylinder engine delivers its 431 horsepower, 450 horsepower with the competition pack that impresses one of the most though. A short inlet tract to the two turbochargers means torque is quickly available. There's no let-up inside the way a BMW increases its speed, only pausing to the briefest of gear shifts because the speedo needle swings violently clockwise, plus the numbers get higher. Certainly within the mid-range, along with overtaking especially, the M4 is devastatingly quick to accelerate. It enjoys being worked hard too, the exhaust note as well as the sound piped into your vehicle changing quite dramatically around 4,000 revolutions per minute. Having an appetite for your red line rarely becoming of turbocharged cars. Though at lower speeds and available throttle, it has an engaging and addictive pair of sounds through the turbochargers passing from the bulkhead at the same time. Gearboxes. A 6-speed manual gearbox can be obtained across kids, even though the smooth-shifting 8-speed automatic could be specified being an option. The only exceptions to this particular are the 2- and all-wheel drive 430D models, as well as the BMW 435D xDrive, which come together with the automatic as standard. It's an amazing unit that will either blur its gears together effortlessly, provide punchy, rapid changes, or maybe surrender control towards the manual paddles behind the tire. Modifications to 3 Series track width and ride height results in a very low-slung, flat-handling coupe. Overall an excellent drive, although slightly numb steering. This isn't just a rebuddied 3 Series, as BMW is keen to indicate. Within the metal lies a thorough reworking on the saloon's suspension and drivetrain components. The track has become widened front and back, together with the rear axle now pushing the wheels out until now that the arches covering them would be the widest part on the car, plus it's slower and stiffer too. On the trail you have a real feeling of stability. A few Series boasts the minimum center of gravity inside the entire range, and also this manifests itself inside an admirable not enough body roll because the car pitches to a corner. The 4 Series responds to driver inputs with sharpness and precision, while there is a tendency for this to understeer for the limit the top end with the car pushing wide in the corner, perhaps due for the prodigious grip in the rear wheels. In general terms, event off, it's a really balanced car in case you wanted there's oversteer available. You must be traveling right away indeed, or get a wet and greasy road, to consider any advantage of the USB ports though. Regardless, in normal driving several Series feels utterly planted, along with the optionally equipped adaptive suspension. Cars we drove behaved admirably even during comfort mode, with little roll, pitch or dive displayed. The electric steering still lacks just a little feel, but is well weighted, plus the optional sports steering varies the input required depending for the car's speed. Impressive M4 handling. This BMW M4 is in fact lighter compared to old M3 Coupe, as a result of a roof, boot lid and in some cases the main drive shaft crafted from carbon fiber, likewise as bonnet and wings produced from aluminium. Savings can also be made within the seats, alloy wheels and electrical power steering. What this means may be the BMW M4 exhibits some truly impressive handling traits, with agility and nimbleness that belies its size and comfort. Turn-in is sharp, despite the fact that understeer occurs if pushing on too fast in tighter turns. With all the electronic stability systems switched off, it's easily dialed out, having an application of accelerator. In fact, the M4 is very well balanced. The ones looking to play with all the car's trajectory are capable of doing so easily with little or no steering input, should you not watch too far for the right pedal, at which you'll need quick hands and several opposite lock within the thick-rimmed wheel to collect it up. Of course, you'll be able to leave the soundness systems activated, at which it won't let the auto get out of shape in any way. It may be a frustrating experience though, while using orange traction control light flickering away seemingly endlessly on anything though the grippiest or smoothest of roads because car cuts its power. A more effective compromise would be the halfway house MDM setting, that enables a certain amount of slip angle before reducing power and regaining control within your wayward M4. It's the supreme in driver flattery, likely to impress friends and bystanders who can think you are controlling all of it yourself. In comfort mode there exists minimal body roll being experienced, but selecting Sport or Sport Plus soon changes that will ties the M4's body down slightly tighter, the second feeling almost completely flat over the bends. Selecting the same with the steering adds extra body fat, but no appreciable surge in feel, as well as in truth you're advisable to leave this consider comfort mode however. Very similar layout to a few Series saloon. Adjustable, low-down driving position. Driver-focused design, quality materials and also a solid build. If you've sat inside the driver's seat in the firm's 3 Series saloon or touring, then leading pew from the 4 Series will probably be instantly familiar, featuring the clever trackpad-style iDrive controller that enables you to trace numbers and letters along with your fingers for sat-nav along with inputs. The familiarity isn't a bad thing though. The center console is angled for the driver, plus the switch gear is neatly presented. It feels developed to last also, and whilst the molded plastics could offer more visual theater and drama into their appearance, these are mostly soft touch, the dash top being one from the most satisfyingly squidgy of the car we've sat in. Thanks on the excellent array of adjustment within the seat, especially the optional sports chairs and tire, there's no excuse for not getting to a comfortable position. Helpfully you are feeling a fraction lower on account with the car's decline in height compared to a few Series saloon. With the optional head-up display, 100% color, along with all the sharply rendered digital instruments, all on the information you need is clearly presented before you. From in the driver's seat there in fact is very little to criticize. Sporty car still offers decent comfort. Facelifted models feature stiffer suspension. Quiet cabin is well insulated from noise. There's no doubting that BMW 4 Series comfort is some on the best being offered, in spite of the car's positioning being a sportier model. Cars facelifted in 2017 boast stiffer suspension. We'll delay until we've driven one from the UK to secure judgment about the effect it has. Fitted together with the M Sport adaptive suspension and left in comfort mode, several series is perfectly good at dealing using the drudgery of daily life, taking in all the expansion joints and potholes that motorway roads can throw in internet marketing. There's still an occasional call thump being a wheel drops into anything, but it really never makes its way to the cabin as just a noise. Up front the seats remain as comfortable as it ever was. Nevertheless, it's inside rear that the most significant changes have appeared above the old 3 Series Coupe it replaces, together with the extension inside the car's wheelbase adding more legroom for rear passengers. Despite the sleek roofline, there's enough headroom for just a 6-foot adult to take a seat behind a motorist of similar size. It's particularly quiet around the move, even at speed, with minimal engine noise making its way in the cabin, if you are driving your vehicle very hard. In fact, there's little noise whatsoever, in the form of wind or road sound. Is actually such an appropriate cabin we'd have zero qualms about covering an extended distance sat inside the rear. M4 remains comfortable. This is superior to you would expect, especially with all the adaptive dampers fitted. In Sport or Sport Plus mode the auto's responses are sharper but on the expense of ride quality. Leave it in comfort, and configure the steering and throttle response for your same, along together with the ferocity of ratio swaps for the MDCT automatic gearbox. There are 3 modes just for this also, along with the M4 is surely an entirely comfortable and civilized car to potter around in. You do notice some road noise finding its way to the cabin at cruising speeds though, especially on the rear wheels, though the front seats are wonderful and low-sit. Great standard spec including SATNAV. 2 trims from which to choose, Sport and M Sport. Popular options including M Sport Plus package. The lineup for your BMW 4 Series Coupe is definitely simple and familiar. You'll be able to choose between Sport and M Sport models, then add an abundance of options packages to make your vehicle your own. Standard BMW 4 Series Coupe equipment. Base spec is known as Sport, also it boasts a far away from basic equipment list. Styling-wise you obtain 18-inch alloys, ambient lighting and a lot of gloss black trim, inside and outside. In comparison to its gadgets there's DAZN climate control, SATNAV and Bluetooth connectivity, plus front and back parking sensors and heated front sports seats. Finally, convenience features include LED headlights, front fog lights and tail lights, as well as a multifunction leather leader with red stitching. Upgrade to M Sport and you'll largely have a fancy body kit plus tons of M badges, but there are many physical improvements too, like 18-inch alloys and also the uprated BMW Professional SATNAV. For a start, 6-cylinder cars excluding the 440i gain an automated gearbox, while across the stove editions add a black headliner and aluminium interior trim. Two-wheel drive cars gain M Sport suspension, while metallic paint and electric seats are added on the more powerful engine models. Finally, there's the M4 that features a spec all of that hone, building around the M Sport trim. This is included with unique 19-inch alloys and plenty of M-specific styling, including a wide body kit, stacks of badges, quad exhaust pipes, a boot spoiler and M-bucket front seats. Performance upgrades such as a mechanical differential and M suspension to aid put its power down around the road, and also a carbon fiber roof to aid save weight. Optional BMW 4 Series Coupe accessories. Despite the eye-watchy advanced level of standard equipment fitted on the 4 Series Coupe, this could not be a BMW and it wasn't available using a dazzling assortment of expensive options. These are largely arranged in packs, such because the eternally popular M Sport Plus package, which adds 19-inch alloys, M Sport foot brake, Harman Kardon stereo, tinted windows, high beam assistant. Also worth a look would be the BMW Professional Plus Media Pack, that literally brings the larger, better sat-nav, connected drive services, and also a color head-up display. Helping light the path ahead are BMW adaptive LED headlights. These automatically switch between low and high beam depending about the traffic situation. Finally, there's the driver comfort package, which adds Comfort Access keyless entry, electrically folding exterior mirrors, electric front seat adjustment, extended storage features. Building within the M4 spec could be the competition pack, which adds lots of styling and gratification upgrades like 20-inch alloys, adaptive M suspension with specific springs, dampers and anti-roll bars and several high-gloss black detailing. The M differential, stability control and driving modes also get yourself a special configuration to show everything from the M4 as much as 11. Rated 5 stars by Euro NCAP such as 3 Series. Standard LED headlights and parking sensors. Lots of optional safety kit to add in the mix. The incredible Zimular 3 Series What is the best it is based was awarded the whole 5 stars by Euro NCAP. It's not just a car short on safety kit either, with a variety of systems designed specifically to limit the possibility of an accident inside first place and protect those involved from the event of just one. LED headlights and parking sensors are standard fit too, helping minimize the potential risk of a shunt. Driving Assistant Plus relies on the camera to confirm for vehicles and obstacles before and behind some series, and when it detects a collision it probably will prime the brakes and when needs be apply them without driver input. Around town the active cruise control with stop and go will adjust its speed and gap automatically in traffic, even bringing itself to your complete halt, and that means you only need to operate the steering. Lane change and departure warnings will let you avoid any side-swiping accidents, and Active Protection now offers Attentiveness Assistant which monitors the driver's reactions and behavior and warns them of fatigue. Not an inherently practical shape. Taller adults will want the top seat. Decent boot space being offered despite sloping roof. It's clear if BMW 4 Series practicality is top within your priority list, it's actually the 3 Series models that you can be looking at, or at the very least a 4 Series Gran Coupe, the excess doors and estate car body availability causing them to be more suitable for that task. However, that's not saying the new 4 Series falls down on the first hurdle. To get a start, much from the interior is carried directly over, so there's some cup holders and another cubby from the center console along with the door pockets are adequate into their capacity. There's lots of room for passengers back and front. As you move, the pair of rear seats are split by an additional useful cubby, as well as the 4 Series Coupe can be a strict 4-seater only. Behind them there's a 445-liter boot which can be well-shaped and allows decent access, though if load lugging is the best thing, the Series GT or Touring models undoubtedly are a better bet.